रमण जय जय नवल किशोर जय गोपी चित चोर प्रभो जय जय माखन चोर जय जय माखन चोर। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की। उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी पधारे हुए भक्त वृंद, इस सभा को परम सुशोभित करने वाले हमारे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कृष्ण भावनामृत संघ
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada, Guru and Guranga. I extend my heartfelt welcome to all the devotees who have gathered here on the Zoom platform and who are also connected to us by YouTube and Facebook. I also extend my humble obeisances to all the senior Vaishnavas of International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
योगेश भाई पटेल के सद्गति परम कल्याण हेतु उनकी पावन स्मृति में श्री भाईलाल पटेल, दीपा माता, हीना माता, हमारे पंकज कुमार, विशाल, सहज, जयमीन, रवीना, आप सभी भक्त और बांग्लादेश से कल्पना रानी, बिंदु चांद और दुर्जतन चांद की याद में चांद परिवार ने जो सहयोग दिया है, आप सभी भक्तों का श्रीमद् भागवत कथा के द्वितीय दिवस में पुनः एक बार हार्दिक स्वागत एवं आप सबके चरणों में हमारा प्रणाम। राधे श्याम। હું વિશેષ સ્વાગત કરું અમારા ભાયાલાલ ભાઈ દ્વારા આમંત્રિત નિમંત્રિત સમસ્ત મહેમાન અતિથિગણ, અમારા સ્વામિનારાયણ મંદિરના સમસ્ત હરિભક્તો, આપ સૌને મારા જય સ્વામિનારાયણ, જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ। पंकज भाई, मनुष्य जीवनना 4 पुरुषार्थ जे आपणे जाणीए छीए, धर्म, अर्थ, काम अने मोक्ष। आटलू सुंदर मनुष्य जीवन
पुरुषार्थ to human life: dharma, arth, काम, मोक्ष।
पंकज कुमार, आप तो निरंतर आपनु जीवन ज धर्म अने कर्म पर आधारित है। पण मारे विशेष ई कहेवुं छे के संसारना कर्मो करता 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 संसारनी अनेक रिस्पोन्सिबिलिटी, अनेको जिम्मेदारी निभावता निभावता ક્યારેક ક્યારેક આ સંસારના જીવને લાગી જતો હોય છે પંકજભાઈ, હે ને? ક્યારેક ક્યારેક સંસારના આદર્શોનું પાલન કરતા, આપણી રિસ્પોન્સિબિલિટી નિભાવતા, કામ કાજ કરતા કરતા વ્યક્તિ થાકી જતો હોય છે. અને જીવનમાં જ્યારે બધી બાજુએથી, બધાય ઠેકાણેથી માણસને થાક લાગે, અને જો થાકને દૂર કરવો હોય તો વધારે મહેનત કરવાની જરૂર નથી, એને રિવર્સ કરી નાખો. થાકને જો દૂર કરવો હોય તો શું કરવું જોઈએ? એને રિવર્સ. થાકનું રિવર્સ શું થાય? કથા. થાकનું रिवर्स था कथा. सो कथा हमारे जीवन की थकावट को दूर कर देती है.
So Katha, Bhagvat Katha brings relief to us from all the pains and challenges that we have been engaging in since numerous births, numerous cycles of births and deaths. And the real happiness and peace is attained by way of listening to Katha. Today, we all have gathered here and we shall listen such a beautiful Bhagvat Katha in the auspicious month of Shravan. And on this auspicious occasion of Shravan month, by way of a beautiful bhajan, we made Radha Rani and Radha Shyam Sundar have a swing experience.
હવે અહીંયા તો ક્યાંય સફરજન बहुत हुए हैं जय. तो मेरे आजू बाजू में ये सफरजन एप्पल के पेड़ लगे हैं, आप कहो तो निकाल के दूं?
So you see, I have trees of apples behind me, and I feel I should feel like offering you these apples.
जो चाहे उगा देते हैं. खैर, तो पवित्र श्रावण मास चल रहा है और इस महीने
The
की
auspicious Shravan month is going on, and it has huge glory and significance to it. In the last day Katha, we were attempting to understand if at all we need to take maximum benefit of the Shravan month, be it spiritual or scientific point of view. So if one goes by certain protocols and certain norms, it's of immense importance. When Yudhishthir Maharaj raised a query to Lord Krishna about the significance of Chaturmas and also, but in particular, the month of Shravan, Lord Krishna replies in the form of the shloka which is there before you on your screens. O Parth,
पक्व तेल परित्यागा, पक्व तेल परित्यागा, शत्रु नाशम वाप्नुयात्, शत्रु नाशन वाप्नुयात्. हे पार्थ, भगवान कृष्ण युधिष्ठिर महाराज को कहते हैं पार्थ.
Lord Krishna addresses Yudhishthira Maharaj as Parth. In Bhagvat Gita, Arjun is referred to as Parth, but here Lord Krishna is addressing Yudhishthira Maharaj as Parth. Yudhishthira Maharaj is also referred to as Parth because he is the son of Pritha, which is Mata Kunti. Pritha was the real sister of Vasudeva.
लेकिन महाराज
So Kunti Bhoj was a friend of
इसलिए महाराज शूरसेन ने अपनी कन्या पृथा को कुंती भोज राजा को प्रदान कर दिया, इसलिए उनका नाम बदल गया। कुंती भोज की कन्या हुई इसलिए उनका नाम हुआ कुंती, परंतु जन्म से इनका नाम पृथा था।
So the real name of Kunti was Pritha, and because of being the son of Pritha, Arjun and Yudhishthir have been referred to as Pritha. So Lord Krishna says, if an individual in the month of Shravan, so if an individual in the auspicious month Shravan does not apply oil or cream or any other things which are available in the market, you see, cosmetics are not applied by an individual on his body. So I'm very confident each one of you do not do this. But there are certain people who apply so much of makeup that there is 1 inch of layer on the face. So I wonder, just in case if there is a face lock in the mobile phone, and if some Mataji had applied makeup and then she attempts to open up, unlock the phone, then what shall happen to the phone? The phone machinery would itself get confused. So what I'm trying to say is that if you can get away with such cosmetics application, then what shall you get? You would get beauty, and that you will be beautifully decorated by the blessings of the Lord. And also in this month of Shravan, if you do not consume deep fried meals,
तेल में तले हुए तेल में डुबाकर जो व्यंजन बनाया जाता है, यदि श्रावण मास में या चतुर्मास में
in the month of Shravan or in the month of Chaturmas, if you can avoid deep fried meals,
तो पक्व तेल परित्यागा, यदि कोई पक्व तेल का त्याग करता है इस श्रावण और चातुर्मास में, तो शत्रु नाशम वापनुयात।
So if the deep fried meals are avoided in the Shravan Mass or in the Chaturmas, then one gets liberated from the bad dreams, and also along with this, the carnal desires. The carnal desires would be decimated in case deep fried meals are avoided in the Shravan month and the Chaturmas. See, devotees, I do not want to force such things upon you. Only if things are practical, then you must apply this in your daily lives. But yes, I can guarantee one thing for sure, that surely you will get the results as are given in our Shastras. Further, it is said, what is there before you on your screens?
वैगंध्यम नाप्नुयात क्वचित, वैगंध्यम नाप्नुयात क्वचित। थोड़ी सी हार्ड चीज आई है, लेकिन आप लोग कर सकते हैं। इस श्रावण मास में, चातुर्मास
in the month of Shravan,
यदि 6 प्रकार के रस को कोई त्याग दे, आप लोग जानते हैं?
So in the month of Shravan, if 6 types of juices are avoided, so You see, there are different rasas of devotion. So similarly, when you consume food, there are different types of rasas. Now, some of you must be wondering that how do we focus on these juices or rasas when we take meals? Ayurveda has gone on to define and given 6 juices or rasas of the meals that we consume. So in the first line itself, they are mentioned. So what are the different juices involved as per Ayurveda? Sweet, then bitter, salty,
और कषाय माने कसेला। यहां पर भगवान कृष्ण युधिष्ठिर महाराज से कहते हैं ये मधुर अम्ल लवण कटु तिक्त और कषाय,
all these different juices,
ये 6 रस को यदि कोई त्याग देता है, माने कोई
if all these type of juice, like if somebody does go for spicy or see acidic or that bitter, salty, sweet, so those who goes on to avoid this and give up these different juices in the Shravan month or in the Chaturmas, then come what may, this individual does not have good looks or that he doesn't look good. So such individual, come what may, ugly his looks may be, or that come what his body produces foul smell, or that his mouth produces foul smell, then in case he goes on to give up the 6 different type of juices in his meals, and that he goes on to consume simple food, then he will turn into a beautiful individual, and that his body and mouth will never produce a foul smell. Now, some of you might find it quite tough. So the Lord himself goes on to dilute certain standards. So it's like you consume or you have your meal a day, and alternately the second day that you observe fasting. So those who observe fasting on alternate days in the Shravan month, then such an individual shall go on to achieve the Brahmalok.
दही दूध और तक्र माने छाछ, दधी दुग्ध तक्र नियम,
curd, milk and buttermilk.
छाछ को त्यागने का नियम लेता है, जैसे नियम होता है ना चतुर्मास में, तो उसका फल क्या होगा? नियमात गोलोकम लभते नरह, वह भक्त गोलोक धाम को, वैकुंठ धाम को, भगवान के धाम को प्राप्त कर जाएगा। प्राय आप लोग इसका पालन करते हो, है ना, लेकिन प्रमाण कहां पर है ये आपके सामने है। भविष्योत्तर पुराण में भगवान कृष्ण युधिष्ठिर महाराज को ये बता रहे हैं, ये प्रमाण है जिसको आप अपने जीवन में पालन कर रहे हो। दधी दुग्ध तक्र नियमात गोलोकम लभते नर, वह गोलोक धाम को प्राप्त हो जाता है। और इस चतुर्मास में, खास करके इस श्रावण मास में और क्या महिमा है, तो कहते हैं पादा भी वंदनात् विष्णु, ज्यादा से ज्यादा भगवान को, भगवान विष्णु को, भगवान नारायण को, राम कृष्ण को पादा भी वंदना, उनके
So if an individual gives up curd, milk and buttermilk, then he is able to attain the Brahmalok. And also further, if an individual observes obeisances at the lotus feet of the Lord, so if he offers his pranam, his obeisances once at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, he shall get the fortune of giving in charity. He shall get the fortune of giving in charity the cows by way of offering his obeisances at the lotus feet of the Lord. And after having offered the pranam and obeisances at the lotus feet of the Lord, if an individual goes on to circumambulate Lord Vishnu, so going around, the Lord, maybe Vishnu or Lord Ram or Krishna. So if an individual goes on to circumambulate 3 times, then such an individual while circumambulating must recite the holy name of the Lord or must chant the holy name of the Lord. So circumambulating the Lord 3 times, then such an individual will surely get the aircraft like that of Hans during the time of your death, and this aircraft will take you at the lotus feet of the Lord directly. So you see, whatever I'm talking about, whatever I am discussing are all the things which have been clearly mentioned in the Shastras. So there are wonderful, beautiful things which are mentioned, which we will discuss in the times to come. So if I develop more, then some of you might feel agitated that perhaps at some point of time, I will ask each one of you to give up almost everything and not to eat, right? So we will talk about it in the times to come. So this month of Shravan has special significance and glory attached, especially to Lord Shiva. So for your information, this month of Shravan is very, very dear to Lord Shiva. So 3 major reasons why the month of Shravan is very dear to Lord Shiva is, number 1, that Lord Shiva has 3 eyes. So, Surya in one eye, in second the moon, and in the third the fire. So all the 3 resides in the 3 eyes of Lord Shiva. And hence, because of this, Lord Shiva is very much in warmth. So what happens in the entire year, so when there is rains, so you see in India particularly, maximum rain happens in the month of Shravan. So with the rains of the month of Shravan, the warmth under which Lord Shiva remains for most part of the year, he gets some calmness, he gets some coolness because of the rains. And that is the reason why the month of Shravan is very, very dear to Lord Shiva. The second reason why the month of Shravan is very, very dear to Lord Shiva is, so in the context of churning of the cosmic ocean, when poison, emerged from the ocean. So when the demigods went to Lord Krishna, he said, okay, you stay away from this, you stay away from me in this case, because I am more into eating butter and milk. rather you go to Lord Shiva. So when the demigods went to Lord Shiva went on to accept this poison and that he kept it in his throat. And because of this strong poison, Lord Shiva has his throat heated up very strongly. So in the month of Shravan, Ritu rains, the throat of Lord Shiva achieves some coolness and calmness, and Lord Shiva feels happy. And the third reason why Lord Shiva is very much in love with the month of Shravan is because it is in the month of Shravan that Lord Shiva's the Lord in whose meditation Lord Shiva is always engaged in, has his birth in the month of Shravan. So it is the Krishna Janmashtami that befalls in the month of Shravan. So Lord Shiva, who is the highest Vaishnava, greatest Vaishnava, has the birthday of his Lord in the month of Shravan. So if you recall the story, Lord Shiva went to Yashoda Maya's house and where he urged Yashoda Maya to have for once a look and a glance at his son, Krishna. Yashoda Maya offered all the wealth, all the property, but Lord Shiva declined and refused. He just wanted to have a glance and a look at Lord Krishna in his infancy. So we will develop more on this in the times to come. So in the last Katha, we were talking about Lord Vishnu, who claimed in Shrimad Bhagavatam that in case somebody commits an offense against me, and if that individual goes on to recite the name of Lord Shiva, so in our Vedas there are 108 names of Lord Shiva, then he would be absolved of my offense. So the meaning of word Shiv is holy, the source of being holy, origin of virtue. Another name is Maheshwar for Lord Shiva, the one who is the Lord of demigods. Shambhu is another name for Lord Shiva. The Shambhu means the one who offers prosperity. Next is Pinakapani. So you see, three bows came to gain a lot of prominence: Gantif of Arjun, Sarang of Lord Vishnu, and Pinak of Lord Shiva. You see, the story of Pinak is there in Ramayan. It was the same bow which was lifted and broken by Lord Ram. So Pinak Pani, why? Because Lord Shiva has this bow called Pinak. Sashi Shekhar is another name for Lord Shiva. So Sashi Shekhar means the one who bears half moon in his hair locks. Next name is Vamdev, the Lord who. So Vam means who's all attractive, who's all auspicious. That is another name for Lord Shiva, which is Vamdev. Virupaksha is another name for Lord Shiva, the one who looks with a little inclined angle. Virupaksha. Eighth name is Kapardi for Lord Shiva. Means dense, bright cloud, dense, bright hair. So the one who has dense, bright, locked hair. Ninth name is Neel Lohit. The one who is red and blue complexion. 10th name is Shankar. What does this mean? The one who offers happiness. Next is Shul Pani. Shul means the trident. The one who bears trident in his hand. 12th name is Katwangi. Katwangi means so the one who has locked his hair on the top of the head, the one who has a bun. Next name is Vishnu Ballav. I really love this name. Vishnu Ballav is another name for Lord Shiva, the one who is very, very dear to Vishnu, or the one who loves very dearly Vishnu is Vishnu Ballav. 14th name is Shipi Vishnu. Shipi Vishnu means the one who exudes the light, the rays of light, the one from one who emanates the light. Ambika Nath, the one who is the Lord of Goddess Ambika, because he is husband, better half, and consort of Ambika. Shrikant is another name for Lord Shiva. Beautiful, glorious throat is being born by Lord Shiva, and hence that is the name. So you see, I am explaining you such names because with the recitation of such names, understanding the meaning of such names, you will be absolved of the sins to Lord Vishnu. Next name is Bhakt Vatsal. The one who takes care of his devotees is Bhakt Vatsal. 18th name is Bhav, and this name is mentioned in Shrimad Bhagavatam. Vidurji said this word Bhav to Maitreya Rishi. Bhav means such a Lord who in himself is the existence. The 19th name is Sarv, the one who takes away all the problems, challenges, and pains is Sharv. 20th name for Lord Shiva is the Lokesh. So the one who is the Ishwar of the three worlds, Trilokeshwar. So in this manner, there are 108 names of Lord Shiva. So I have presented 20 such names of Lord Shiva. So the remaining names we will discuss and understand and enjoy in the next day's Katha. But for sure, we will be completing 108 names of Lord Shiva in this Katha itself. So, reciting the holy names of Lord Shiva, we can be absolved of the offenses and sins committed against Lord Vishnu. So now, let us develop into the Katha. You see, in the same Katha, we shall be talking about the appearance day of Balramji. And you see, Lord Balram has a significant role to play in attaining the Lord. If you ask me that who is Balaram, then I would answer such a question that Balramji is the incarnation of the willpower or the desire of Lord Krishna. Whatever desire emerges in Lord Krishna's heart, that is Balram. Whenever Lord Krishna desires to accomplish something, he does not do all by himself. He gets rather everything established by Balram.
दशम स्कंद में सुनेंगे 3 दिन
In
3
the
रात
10th
तक
canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam, we will attempt to understand that Parikshit Maharaj not consume anything for 30 days. Shukdev Maharaj did ask him to consume and to have something, but he denied. Now, Parikshit Maharaj said, now I want to listen about Lord Krishna. Shukdev Maharaj asked Parikshit Maharaj, what particular do you want to hear about Lord Krishna? Parikshit Maharaj went on to say that first of all, I want to listen, I want to understand about Lord Balram. So when Parikshit Maharaj was offered and given the freedom to choose what does he want to listen, so imagine Parikshit Maharaj went on to opt for Lord Balram rather than Lord Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj went on to say that first of all, I want to listen and understand about Balram Tattva, Rohini Nandan, the son of Rohini Mataji, Balramji. So dear devotees, so the central and the central subject of Shrimad Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna, but to attain Lord Krishna, to have the mercy of Krishna, strong strength is needed. You see, keeping one side approach cannot attain Lord Krishna. You see, in Gujarat it is said that
कृष्ण को प्राप्त करने का बल बलराम जी प्रदान करते हैं। और आज वैसे तो हम श्रीमद् भागवत सुनेंगे, लेकिन श्रीमद् भागवत के माध्यम से हम यह जानेंगे कि बलराम जी यदि कृपा करें तो क्या नहीं हो सकता है। बलराम जी की कृपा से एक साधारण आदमी, एक निम्न कुल में, एक नीच कुल में जन्म लेने वाला आदमी यदि
and mercy of Balram ji, even a newborn person can go on to huge heights. Today, we will be talking about mercy of Balram ji. So, in this we would be focusing, we would be inclined more towards Balram ji. An interesting thing I have to share with you, that beginning of the Bhagvat Katha and also the end happens with the same letter. The beginning happens at Namish, and so it comes from Namish.
दूसरा नाम है श्रीमद् भागवत। श्रीमद् भागवत के प्रारंभ में श्री व्यास मुनि ने 3 श्लोकों में भगवान को मंगलाचरण किया। प्रथम श्लोक में स्वयं भगवान को सत्यम परम धीमहि कहकर जन्माधस्य यतोन्व आदि तरत चार्थेषु भिज्ञ स्वराट तेने ब्रह्म हृदाय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत सूरय तेजो वारी मृदाम यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्त कुहकम सत्यम परम धीमहि। परम सत्य का ध्यान करते हुए श्री वेदव्यास मुनि ने हम सबको अपने अखबार में लेकर भगवान को प्रणाम किया। भागवत के दूसरे श्लोक में भागवत के प्रतिपाद्य विषय को प्रतिपादित किया कि धर्म प्रोजित कैतवोत्र परमो निर्मत सराणाम सताम। इसमें कपट धर्म का वर्णन नहीं, आत्मा के धर्म का वर्णन है। वेद्यम वास्तव मस्त वस्तु शिवदम, वास्तव में जानने लायक वस्तु यदि कोई है तो वो भागवत है। और फिर तीसरे श्लोक में भागवत सुनने के लिए निमंत्रण दे रहे हैं कि आओ भाइयों आओ। केवल हम लोग ही फ्लायर नहीं बनाते हैं,
invitation is being given to come and listen Shrimad Bhagavatam. Vyasmati is unlike we people who made flights and all, Yamuniji made an invitation like,
भूवि भावुका, ये व्यास जी का इनविटेशन है कि
so
ये
Vyasji
भागवत
gave an invitation in the form of shloka, wherein he said that
हम कहते हैं ना भाई मुंबई से भाई भारत से वक्त आए हैं आप लोग
that Shrimad Bhagavatam has come from a huge distant place. So like what we say that Vyasji had come from a huge distant place.
बिल्कुल परंपरा से प्रकट हुआ है
So Shrimad Bhagavatam is
ब्रह्मा को ब्रह्मा ने नारद को नारद ने
the fruit of Vedas and has come by disciplic succession.
आज हमें प्राप्त होने जा रहा है इसलिए इसका श्रवण करने हेतु पधारे
So because we are fortunate that this is coming to us,
अब मूल भागवत कथा
so we must listen to it. So after the three Mangalacharan shlokas, Shrimad Bhagvat Katha begins. So let us start
ये कथा सुनी होगी लेकिन
with the shloka which is there
बलराम
on your
बैठे
screens.
हैं मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ
So I want
आपने लगभग
you to understand where is Balram ji sitting.
बलराम को मार्क नहीं किया होगा वो
So
कृपा
you might have heard about Shrimad Bhagavatam for sure, but you might not have noticed
श्रीमद्
about Balram ji.
स्कंद
You see, he has attained all mercy. So Ved Vyas ji goes on to write what is there on your screens.
निमिष क्षेत्रे ऋषयो शौनकादय सत्रं स्वर्गाय लोकाय सत्रं स्वर्गाय लोकाय सहस्त्रं सममासत सहस्त्रं सममासत नैमिषे निमिष क्षेत्रे इसको
So,
जरा समझिए
Naimishe Nimish Kshetre.
कही थी लेकिन वो मैं नहीं करूंगा यहाँ पर हमें बहुत कुछ सुनना है नहीं तो पीछे शिव जी खड़े हैं एक बाजू बलराम खड़े हैं तो ये सब मुझे घेर लेंगे तो मुझे तो थोड़ा सा सार देकर आगे बढ़ना है नैमिष है निमिष क्षेत्रे ऐसा ही शब्द भगवत गीता में भी है
You see, the same term is there even in Bhagavad Gita. Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre.
धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
So if you reverse Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Kurukshetre, Dharma Kshetre.
तो कुरुक्षेत्र धर्म क्षेत्र जैसे गीता का ओपनिंग वैसे भागवत का ओपनिंग
So the opening of Shrimad Bhagavatam happens with Naimishe Nimish Kshetre.
निमिष क्षेत्र दोनों में समान विभक्ति लगी हुई है विभक्ति का यदि व्याकरण संस्कृत देखोगे ना धर्म क्षेत्रे ठीक है तो श्लोक में देखो नैमिषे कुरुक्षेत्रे अनिमिष क्षेत्रे तो दोनों में समान विभक्ति का इस्तेमाल हुआ है मतलब मुझे आपको ये कहना है
So what I want to get across is that both Bhagavad Gita and Shrimad Bhagavatam opens similarly. The beginnings of Bhagavad Gita happens at Kurukshetra. So Bhagavad Gita begins at a place called Kurukshetra. And how was that place? It was Dharma Kshetra. Similarly, the beginning of Bhagavad, the opening of Bhagavad happens at a place called as Naimishe, means Naimishanarayan.
भगवत गीता का प्रारंभ कहाँ हुआ कुरुक्षेत्र से और कुरुक्षेत्र कैसा है धर्म क्षेत्र भागवत का प्रारंभ कहाँ नैमिष है नैमिषारण्य से नैमिषारण्य कैसा है तो कहते हैं अनिमिष क्षेत्र
So how is Naimishanarayan?
समझिए पहले तो ये समझ लीजिए
So first, what we must understand is the opening of Bhagavad, the beginning of Bhagavatam.
तो इस श्लोक में सबसे पहले स्थान की बात आई
They have talked about the place particularly. So to begin with, the place is talked about. Even in Ramayan, even the place is talked about. And what is that place in Ramayan which is talked about in the very beginning? Prayag. Perhaps all these Shastras wants to give us a message that whenever it comes to studying the Shastras, or that if you have a query in your mind and heart, or that if you want to engage in devotion, so for all these words, the place is of utmost significance. So all these granths, all these Shastras begins, have their opening at a particular place. That means place is of utmost significance and importance. So to begin any task, any work, even in the material world, you see, if we need to install a factory or something, what do we see? What is the connectivity with the highways? What is the facility of water and things like that? So place as such always has strong significance, central significance. Naimisharan is the place. And why is it called so? So I will give you some reasons. It is mentioned in Vayu Puran that when Kali Yuga started, when the age of Kali started, then at that point of time, all the saints and sadhus gathered together at one place, that there would be many problems in the age of Kali. So the offenses, the sins of the Kali age, you see, we must attempt to do something to absolve the people of the age of Kali. Now, the question was, where should they perform such a yagna? So they were looking forward for a place where, you see, the effect of Kali Yuga, the age of Kali, would be not that strong. Those were not the age of GPS and Google. For sure, they did not have the Google that we have today, but they had a Google of their own type, you know, where they never required any Wi-Fi or something. Perhaps their shikhas, was the wonderful GPS which had direct connection with the Lord. The antenna of shikha never malfunctioned for our sadhus and saints. So the sadhus and saints had a query that where can we find such a place? So this place Naimishe is mentioned in the Vayu Puran. All the saints and sadhus approached Lord Brahma and asked, "Oh Lord Brahma, you are the creator of this universe. Please tell us a place where we can perform this yagna." Lord Brahma had just been meditating, and within his heart, by his heart, he created a circle, a chakra, and this chakra went on to fall almost 80 to 90 kilometers ahead of Lucknow at a place. So this place where the axis of this chakra, went on to fall at a place, and it got enmeshed in that place, and hence that place came to be known as Naimisha. Another story goes on like this, that when requested by saints and sadhus to offer him such a place, Lord Brahma created a disc, and the central place of this disc is Naimisha. So if somebody asks that if the earth is round, then the center of this round earth is Naimisharanya. the third reason or the third explanation why the place was called Naimisharanya, because there were many saints of the name Nimish who were into meditation and in devotion. And because there were many trees of Nimish, and hence such a name. In Varha Puran, it is mentioned that Lord Vara mentions. So it is written in Varha Puran that Lord himself said to Gormukh Rishi that in this region, I went on to kill all demons.
मैंने इस क्षेत्र में एक
In this region, in the flip of a second, that is in Nimish, in the flip of a second, I've killed all demons. And hence this place would be called as Naimisharanya. I just want to get across that, you see, we all are driven by passion, carnal desires, anger, etc. So the place at which Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mat, Matsarya, these are all our enemies. So the place where we can kill all such enemies, such a place is called as Naimisharanya. So you should not think that you must leave America and Canada and go to Naimisharanya. Try to understand the meaning of the term Naimisharanya. So Lord Vara said that in the flip of a second, I killed all the demons. So maybe you are located in Canada, Australia, or America, staying at such a place, if we can kill the demons like Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mat, Matsarya. And in other words, we must take refuge at such a place where we can kill such demons like Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mat, Matsarya. Like when we stay at home, more of carnal desires come. When we go to office, more of attraction for wealth. But such a person, when he reaches a temple, enters a temple, more would be the influence of spirituality. So the individual is same. When he's at home, he is influenced by thoughts of desires of lust and carnal desires. The same person, when he reaches workplace, is driven more by the thoughts of money and wealth. But the same person, when he reaches the temple, he develops more of pure thoughts. So what is significant is the place. So some people would say that we can listen to Katha on YouTube and Facebook. Why do comments do? The importance is that each one of you are sitting before me. And look at Shyamanand Prabhu. He's taking the sun bath and also listening, and also the Katha. All the vitamins is being taken by him in the broad sunlight. So what I'm trying to get across is there is immense significance to the place. Importance is attached to the place. Now, there's another shloka which would be of great importance to you. This shloka is mentioned in Niti.
स्थाने स्थित का पुरुषोऽपि शूरः जानामि नागेन्द्र तव प्रभावम् जानामि नागेन्द्र तव प्रभावम् कंठं विनागर्जसि शंकरस्य। नीति के श्लोक में क्या कहा गया?
So in this shloka of Niti, what is being said is, paramount is the place and not your strength. So it's not the strength which is paramount, but the place.
का पुरुष माने ढीला ढाला, जिसमें कोई शूरवीरता नहीं है, जिसमें कोई
So a person who is inactive, who is weak, who is frail, such a person is called as ka purush. So even if a person who is weak, fragile, inactive, but he is situated at a good place, he would be considered as a brave person. So in this way, it is the place which is paramount and not the strength per se. So now, assuming that if you want to get illustration and proof, so it is being said in the shloka that once Lord Shiva went to Vaikunt to meet Lord Narayan, and there was a meeting going on between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. So perhaps the agenda of the meeting was that, oh Narayan, oh Vishnu, all these people engage in alcohol, meat eating and all. Should I switch the delete button? Should I do the pralay so that things can be purified? I want to format the entire system of Kali Yuga. And perhaps Lord Vishnu would have said, oh wait, this is just the beginning. So at that time, the snake which was there in the neck of Lord Shiva would have been troubling Garundev. So hitting Garunji here and there. So imagine Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are engaged in discussion, and the snake of Lord Shiva is hitting out at Garundev ji. Now imagine a snake daring to trouble Garun, and which Garun? The associate of Lord Vishnu. But still that snake went on to be stronger over Garun at this place. Why? Because the snake knew the place where he was situated. The place where he is situated is the throat and the neck of Lord Shiva, and hence no Garun can bring any harm to him. So perhaps Garunji would have said that you're troubling me for so long. You step out of the neck of Lord Shiva for once, then you would realize what I am. You just come out, you leave the neck of Lord Shiva, and you see, I'll tell you what I am. And that is what Garunji would have said, Sthanam Pradhanam, na Balam Pradhanam. So it is actually the place what is more significant and which is more powerful. Sometimes some people say, why do visit the temple? We can stay at our home and do and engage in devotion. You see, the context of in the context of Garunji and the snake of Lord Shiva. So the snake was able to be stronger and influencing because he was situated in the throat and neck of Lord Shiva. But today we talk about transforming homes into home theater rather than attempting to make our homes into temples. So in Naimisharanya, Lord went on to exterminate all the demons, and we must also attempt to kill demons like Kam, Krodh, Lo, Moh, Matsarya. We have talked about the story of crocodile and the elephant Gajendra. Gajendra had huge strength, very powerful. Gajendra would have killed all the crocodiles, thousands and thousands of crocodiles. But imagine a small crocodile went on to be more powerful over Gajendra. So many birds and animals would hide away in fear merely at the mention of Gajendra. But over such an elephant Gajendra, crocodile, which was so small, went on to overpower him. It was not the strength of crocodile, but the place. Hiranyaksha went to Vrindavan that I would kill Krishna who has killed Vishnu, who has killed my brother. So I would kill him. So he came to Vrij, Vrindavan, for meditation. This is mentioned in Bhagavad Puran. So when he started meditating in Vrij, Vrindavan, so the tree under which he was meditating, so the parrots and maynas were sitting on the tree, and now they were chanting Radhe, Radhe. So he could not focus on his meditation because he had to meditate the other way around, the Tamogudi meditation. So the Tamogudi meditation that he wanted to engage in could not happen at Vrindavan because it is all in Sattvic Satogud, and hence he cannot do any work or anything which was Tamoguni in nature. So Naimisharanya has its own significance and glory, but whatever place that you might be situated, Vishwanath Thakur says that the desk of our heart, wherever it gets specified, such a place is Naimisharanya, is itself Naimisharan. So if your mind and heart is not stable, then wherever you might go, you would never find Naimisharanya. So such Naimisharanya. So in such a place of Naimisharanya,
नैमिषारण्य कैसा है तो कहते हैं अनिमिष क्षेत्रे.
so how is Naimisharanya? So it is the region of God. It is the place of God. It is the area of Lord. So why is Lord called as Animish? Lord is called as Animish for two reasons. Number one, the meaning of Nimish is time. You see the flip of a second. So earlier we never had units like second, minutes, or hour. Earlier it was Gatika, Nimish. So Nimish refers to the unit for time. And Animish means the one who is free of time, the one who is over and above time. So the one who is above time, such is this place. And that is the reason Lord is referred to as Animish, because time cannot be an obstruction to Lord. So in case you want to get free from the bondage of time, then you must take refuge at the lotus feet of the Lord. So Kal, our destruction, cannot dare to harm even an iota to you. So if you want to get free from the challenge of Kal or destruction, you must take refuge at the lotus feet of the Lord. Nimish means the eyelash. So the opening and the closing of the eye is actually the knowledge and the ignorance. So the moment you open up your eyes, knowledge. The moment you close the eye, it is ignorance. So because the eyelash flips, means we go into ignorance. But the eyes of Lord never closes, so he never flips. That means whose knowledge will never be disappearing, will never get exhausted. So such Lord is called as Animish. So in such a place of the Lord, where so many saints and sadhus have assembled, so Rushya means many sadhus, many saints. It's a plural form. So you must be having a query, how many of them? So Acharyas mentioned that almost around 88,000 saints and sadhus assembled at Naimisharanya. And the one who had led the congregation of 88,000 saints and sadhus was Shaunak Rishi. So Shaunak Rishi was leading the group of almost 88,000 rishis. Who is called as a rishi? Who is referred to as a rishi? So rishi is the one who knows the shloka and the mantra properly. Rishi is one who can understand present, past, and future to an extent. So why have they assembled and gathered? So the saints and sadhus have assembled and gathered. So they assembled for a meeting, for an assembly. So an assembly where discussion of knowledge and devotion takes place. So the rishis and saints and sadhus assembled to talk about knowledge and devotion. And also they gathered for performing yagna. So somebody asked that, oh Vyasji, why they wanted to perform yagna? Why they wanted to perform yagya? So why they wanted to perform yagna? The answer was, so the assembly was being held because they wanted to go to heavens. But we are not comfortable with this explanation that why such highly renowned and highly evolved rishi, sadhus and saints would want to go to heavens. And you see, heavens are so unstable. Then our acharyas, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, went on to explain this, that what is the meaning of the term heaven here in this shloka. So the heaven where the demigods stay, they were not doing yagna for that heaven. Rather, heaven here means the songs of praise which are sung in the heaven, at that place they wanted to go. For that they wanted to do the yajna. The saint wanted to do the yajna for the place whose songs of praise are sung in heavens. So in heavens, the songs of praise of Brij Vrindavan, Vaikunt, are sung in heavens. So the saints and the sadhus wanted to attain the place of Lord, which is Golok Vrindavan. So the saints and sadhus wanted to go themselves, and the answer is no. They rather wanted the people, others, to attain Golok Vrindavan, and for that they were doing the yajna, and for that they wanted to attain the heavens. So for the public good, the rishis were performing this yajna. So the one who does his activities for the welfare of others, for the favor of others, is actually called as a rishi. So to ensure that people move to Vaikunt, people are able to attain the Lord, all the saints and sadhus were doing this yajna. So the yajna was to be done for 1000 years. So all the rishis assembled together and took the resolution to perform the yajna for 1000 years. See, rishis are very strong-willed and strong resolve. The yajna started. The sound, the smoke, and the mantras of yajna went on to cover entire Naimisharanya. So as time passed by,
once upon a time, क्या हुआ श्लोक में कहते हैं?
So it so happened that, let us now understand the sloka which is there on your screens.
Sutamasinam prapacho idmadarat prapacho idmadarat. तो एकदा माने एक समय की बात, once upon a time.
So once upon a time, it so happened that when the rishis and the sadhus and saints had already started performing the yajna, and as time progressed, so these rishi munis would have performed already the yajna, the home, by around the morning Brahma Muhurat time. So now these rishis, these sadhus and saints came to know that in our region, Naimisharanya, that a great speaker of Bhagavad, Ugreshwara Sud, is arriving. So now all the sadhus and saints called a meeting to discuss that when a great speaker of Bhagavad is arriving, and when on the other hand we have taken a resolve of doing the yajna for 1000 years, what should we be doing? The senior sadhus and saints said, there is nothing to think about. If the Bhagavad speaker is arriving, leaving the yajna aside, we must listen to Bhagavad. So it is mentioned in the Shastras that there is no other yajna which is greater than the Bhagavad yajna, listening to Bhagavad. Guru Maharaj very often would say that some rishis question, are you sure if Sut Maharaj would certainly make us listen the Bhagvat Katha? So some rishis went and brought some water, placed it on the yagna fire. Then they said, now Sut Maharaj would not deny. So the rishis went on to offer welcome to Sut Maharaj and offered him the Vyaspeeth. And all the rishis, sadhus and saints started posing questions to Sut Maharaj. Now, you see, Balramji have not been mentioned here so far, but we will try to get him here. So 88,000 sadhus and saints have assembled here, and all the sadhus and saints, the moment they saw Sut Maharaj, welcomed him very warmly, offered him the Vyas Asan. So first of all, try to understand who is this Sutji. So Sutji is not just a name. Sut is basically a caste, like Kevat we had. Kevat was also a caste, a group. Shabri was also a caste or a group, a clan. So Sut is basically a clan. Which clan is referred to as Sut? In grammar, see, there are wonderful works. So in grammar, according to Amar Kosh, it is mentioned that the progeny out of the wedlock of Brahmin. So the progeny out of Brahmin mother and a Kshatriya father. So ideally, Brahmin should have been marrying Brahmin, but even in Vedic times, some cross-varna marriages happened. So Brahmin mother and a Kshatriya father, the progeny would be Sut. Or the one who runs properly nicely, the chariot is also called as Sut. Or those who engage in nice singing with all the notes would be called as Sut. And also the one who recites the Katha beautifully would be called as Sut. So this is Ugra Sut. So if we go back into the history, in this Naimisharanya, all these rishis have gathered together, assembled together. Rom Harshan Sud was ideally supposed to recite Bhagvat Katha, who was a father of Ugra Sud. So he was reciting the Puran Katha. And at that time, almost around the same time, the war of Mahabharat was about to start. And Balramji said, I would not engage myself in war. So Lord Krishna asked, what else would you engage in? He said, I would go for pilgrimage. So Balramji went for pilgrimage. So the war had started and war had ended at Kurukshetra. But going to different places, Balramji arrived at Naimisharanya. So as Balramji arrived, all the saints and sadhus were listening Bhagavad Gita from Rom Harshan Sud. So all the sadhus and saints, when they looked at Balramji have arrived, all the sadhus and saints got up at their places and offered obeisances to Balramji. But the speaker of Katha, Rom Harshan Sud, did not get up at his place. Balramji had a thought in his heart that that all the listeners who had gathered to listen to Bhagavad Katha, all those people who were listening to the Katha is observing a proper protocol of offering me obeisances, but the one who is delivering Bhagavad Katha is not observing the protocol, the sense of Bhagavad Katha, then such a person makes no sense living. The one who does not observe the Shastras in his real life has no right to speak or talk about such Shastras. Balramji felt annoyed and angered. He picked up a straw and he hurled that straw like an arrow towards Romharshan Sud. And Romharshan Sud's neck, his head, got separated from the body. Balramji said he is delivering the Shastra, but he is not following the Shastra. There's a shloka in Niti which says that
कभी कभी गधों के ऊपर, खर माने गधे, गधों के ऊपर
sometimes there's huge load kept on the donkeys and that they are taken from one place to another. Sometimes precious gold and gems are kept on donkeys to transport from one place to another. So those donkeys do feel the load and weight of the sandalwood and the gems and gold, but they do not know the significance. Similarly, those who recite and speak and deliver the Shastras but do not imbibe it in their lives are just like same donkeys. So what is important is to imbibe the Shastra's principles in their lives. So it is okay if you just memorize even one shloka of the Shastras, but what is important is that you should imbibe them in your life.
संडे को आई और बच्चे को समझाया, देखो चॉकलेट मीठा नहीं खाते, बच्चा मान गया, चमत्कार हो गया। माताजी दूसरे दिन आई, महाराज आपने मनाया, मेरा बेटा मान गया। लेकिन जब आपको इतना ही कहना था तो जब मैं पहली बार आई तब बता देते, मुझे 7 दिन के बाद क्यों बुलाया? तब रामकृष्ण परमहंस ने कहा,
So the guru of Swami Vivekananda Ramakrishna, when approached by a lady that her son eats a lot of chocolate, Lord Ramakrishna asked her to come after a week. And after a week, the lady said that the son had given up on chocolate eating. The lady said, "Oh Maharaj, because of your utterance, the son has given up upon chocolate eating. You could have done that 7 days before. Why did you ask me to wait for 7 days?" To which Ramakrishna ji replied that I was myself into sweet eating, so unless I had given up, how could I convince the other? So Balramji said that he is undoubtedly delivering the Bhagavatam, but he is not himself following it. He is not imbibed it in his life. So we all know about this katha. So Balramji is basically the element of Guru, very enormous and huge an element, and it is tough to understand such an element. But Acharyas have given a beautiful explanation that Balramji killed Romharshan Sud. That was apparently the reason, visible. But the hidden and the principled reason was, so Balramji thought that this person who has been explaining Katha for such a long time, he is engaged in so much of hard work and labor. Who knows that during his last days, whether or not he would be able to remember God or not. So at this time, he certainly engaged by all his sense organs towards Lord. You see, when you engage in glorification of the Lord, all his sensory organs get engaged. So Balramji had given a thought that all his sense organs are engaged in the serving of the Lord, and if he dies just upon this moment, he will directly reach his Vaikunt. Maybe I might not be here at this place any longer. So Balramji was driven by compassion and also mercy, and hence in the holy state when Romarshan Sud was delivering Shrimad Bhagavatam, all his sensory organs were engaged in the service of the Lord. He showered his mercy upon Romarshan Sud so that Romarshan Sud could attain Vaikunt immediately. But now, what happens? All the rishis, sadhus, and saints started making an allegation to Balramji that because you have killed him, now we would be devoid of all the Shrimad Bhagavatam Katha. So Balramji said that there's a son of Romarshan Sud. Romarshan was giving you, delivering you the Puran Katha, but I am giving you this assurance that the son of Romarshan Sud, who is Ugrashtava Sud, who would know all the elements of Shrimad Bhagvat Katha, he would have the knowledge of Shrimad Bhagavatam, and you would be enlightened by his knowledge. So, by the mercy of Balramji, the son of Romarshan Sud, went on to become a great speaker of Shrimad Bhagavatam and gained knowledge of the Shastras. Balramji blessed him with the huge life, the strength of controlling sensory organs. And all this is happening before the rishis and sadhus and saints. Balramji, by way of his strength, gave all possible powers and blessings to the son of Romarshan Sud. The point that I want to get across is that the appearance day of Shrimad Bhagavata, the appearance day of Balramji is just to arrive soon. And if we have the mercy and blessings of Balramji, we would be able to understand Shrimad Bhagavatam in the real sense. And Sud Goswami has also mentioned this by himself. Sud Goswami mentions in Shrimad Bhagavatam that, O sadhus and saints, Suji said overwhelmingly that, O saints and sadhus, that though I have been born in a very low clan, in a very low group, what is the agony of being born in a low clan? Ask me. But great and merciful is Balramji. Because of his mercy, I have understood Bhagavatam, and because of speaking and delivering Shrimad Bhagavatam, I have become a subject of praise and mercy of such great sadhus and saints. And hence, the offense, the challenge of being born in a low clan has been absolved of by the blessings and mercy of you, great sadhus and saints. So, by the mercy of Balramji, a person born in a low clan went on to become a great speaker of Shrimad Bhagavatam. So many a times, many people feel that they're reading Bhagavad Gita, but they don't understand. So what is the missing element? They don't have the strength, and the strength comes from Balramji. not just the strength to understand the Bhagavad Gita, but also, you see, you must also have the knowledge, must have the strength of the body, of the sense organs, and this can come only by way of mercy of Balramji. So, so Ugrashavasut, what transformation did he undergo by way of Balramji? Let me present before you. So, when Ugrashavasut went on to have mercy of Balramji, he went on to become a great knowledgeable person of Shrimad Bhagavatam. So, all rishis, sadhus, and saints said together, what is there before your screens? The sadhus and saints went on to say, O Suji, O Suji, for sure, and there is no doubt that you have read and understood all the Puranas, and not just this, you have understood and read the entire history. And even besides this, you have also gone on to imbibe and understand the Dharma Shastras. So imagine such a low-born Sud went on to understand entire history, all the Purans, learned them by heart, and also understood entire Dharma Shastras. And also, over and above this, he went on to deliver kathas on all this. Now imagine, reading itself is a challenging task. Reading and then understanding, and over and above that, making others also understand is a great task to have been accomplished. And such a low-born Suji was able to accomplish this only because of mercy and blessings of Balramji. You see, when a person studies, understand, and also goes on to deliver and make somebody else understand, this is very, very challenging, extremely challenging. You see, it has strong effect on mind and heart of that person. So imagine the kind of effect it might have produced on Suji. So Anak means holy, without any sin. So Vadarayan means Vedvyasji. Vedvyasji also called as Vadarayan because he stays at Badrinath or stays under the tree of Vadarayan, or stays his life only by surviving on the berries. So the knowledge of Vedvyasji and also the knowledge of all other saints and sadhus. Oh Sud, you know everything. So Suji has all the knowledge which is known to Vedvyasji and also to all other saints and sadhus. So other saints and sadhus like Jaimini, Ashtavakra, etc., etc., whatever knowledge attained by them, you as a single individual knows everything. Now just imagine Rishi Gautam, who had established some particular principle, Kanadji established some other principles, Patanjali established some other principles, other different principles established by Ashtavakra. But imagine Sud Goswami has the knowledge attained and achieved by all these saints and munis, and have also delivered such knowledge. So how was it all possible? All this was possible only by mercy and blessings of Balramji. Another name of Sud Goswami is Balram Kripa. So how he became Sud Goswami? By the mercy of Balramji.
Tattvam somya tat sarvam tattvas tat anugraha.
Further it is said in the shloka before you, O Sud Goswami, O Soumya. Sud Goswami is also addressed as Soumya. So despite having such huge ocean of knowledge, vast knowledge, he is still very, very calm and composed. You see, you talk about you and me, we walk around with a cushion of air if we seek some knowledge. But Sud Goswami, who has vast ocean of knowledge, is still very, very calm and composed. As calm as the moon. Sud Goswami is as calm as the moon despite having vast ocean of knowledge. With means to know, and Tom means by you. So what is being said in the shloka is that, oh Sud Goswami ji, you have the entire knowledge which is known to all the Rishi Munis. And then three qualities are being talked about for Sud Goswami. So you see, even if we need to attain some knowledge of the Shastras, it should have three components. So number one is Tat Sarvam. Sarv means complete. So you must have complete knowledge, because a little knowledge is a dangerous thing and can be destructive. So the first quality is that you must know everything. And secondly, the second quality of knowledge should be that the principles must be understood. So we must know the basic principle and basic premise. And the third quality for knowledge is anugrahat, means mercy and blessing. So not by merely being a bookworm that you should get knowledge, but you need to take refuge to a guru. So only by such a mercy and blessing, the knowledge that you are seeking will be imbibed in the life. So Suji had all the three qualities, that he knew everything, that he knew the principles, and that he had taken refuge to the Guru, and he had the mercy and blessings of the Guru. Because you see, even in the absence of a Guru, if a disciple goes on to stay calm, composed, and peaceful and offers his services, then the Guru for sure transfers all his knowledge, all his effect, all his influence to his disciple. You see, Aruni is the best example of this, when Gurudev said, "Oh Aruni, go and place the mud." Now, it was raining. Aruni went on to stay because mud could not be placed. So what happened? He went on to place himself in place of mud. Gurudev Ji was searching for him, and he was overwhelmed to see that he had himself placed in place of mud. And Guruji said that, Aruni, this is the last day in your Gurukul. And the disciple was surprised. Aruni was surprised that what fault has he committed. Gurudev said that now you don't need to seek any knowledge. You have evolved, and I give such a blessing to you that whatever knowledge that I have be illuminated in your mind and heart. So the point that I want to get across is, if you are obligatory towards your Guru, Guru offers you all the knowledge. So all this has happened because mercy had come from Balramji. See, we are just nearing ourselves to the appearance day of Balramji. So Ugrashavasuji went on to have all these qualities only by mercy of Balramji. Please understand, if you need to attain Lord, you must know Lord by principles. So if you need to attain Lord, you must understand Lord by principles. And to understand Lord by principles, Bhagvat must be understood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, without understanding Bhagavatam, you cannot understand Lord, and without understanding Lord, you would never be able to attain Him. So, to understand, to attain Lord, you must understand Bhagavatam. And in order to understand Bhagavatam, what must be done? The answer is you must seek, you must look forward to get blessings and mercy of Balramji. So we must pray before Lord Balramji that Balramji must bestow you the strength and the mercy so that you're able to understand Shrimad Bhagavatam and Bhagvat Gita. So we will continue with the glory of Shravan month and also Jhulan Yatra and Balramji. So we would continue with this Katha. And now that I bring a close to the second day's Katha, so once again, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Patel Parivar, to the Patel family who have organized this beautiful Katha in the loving memory of their departed family members, and also the Chand family from Bangladesh. I also extend my warm gratitude to each one of the devotees who have gathered on the different platforms.
और साथ ही साथ मैं धन्यवाद दूं हमारे बांग्लादेश से चांद परिवार के पितृ कल्पना रानी माता, हमारे बिंदु चांद, दुर्जतन चांद की स्मृति में हमारे प्रभु जी ने बहुत सुंदर सहयोग दिया है। सो भगवान आप पर कृपा बनाए रखें, आपके पितरों को सद्गति प्रदान करें, ऐसी कामना हम सब लोग मिलकर करते हुए आइए जय जयकार करते हुए।
So with this, let us call off the second day Katha and we shall meet tomorrow. Radhe Shyam.
श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की, श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की।